guys, welcome back to my channel. I guess most of you have started preparing for your journey abroad for your masters. So this video is to touch the timeline that one should follow, in my opinion. This is what I followed. So this is going to be focused on the fall intake, that's either the August or September intake. So you can just shift and play around. If you want to go for the spring intake, you'll understand how it takes almost a year and a half to prepare, or maybe less than that. So if you are going for a spring intake, you can definitely tweak it here and there. So I really hope this video helps you in creating a timeline. This is what I followed, and it helped me submit my applications on a good time, not too early, not too late, and it got me great results. So yes, I hope you really like this video. Subscribe to my channel and let's get on. Okay, so let's get started. Again, as I mentioned, this is a rough timeline for the fall intake, and again, if you're going for the spring intake, you can just play around and change it according to what fits your application deadlines and everything. So this example is for fall intake 23. So let's start. I mean, it does say Feb-March 22 and earlier, but this is something that you can do along the process as well. Again, as I said, this is what I did. So around Feb-March 21, I had started deciding, what I wanted to do. So for Feb-March, you gonna have deciding countries, deciding courses, deciding which tests to take and prepping for them, and profile building. So the very basic start to your master's journey is like actually deciding on where do you want to go, what do you want to do, to see what the requirements are, and of course building your profile. This is a very important point, building your profile, because for people who are not sure about which course they want to go for, like if they didn't have any idea before Feb or March of 22, this is where you have decided your course, and now you actually need to build a profiles for it. You can take up internships or start doing any projects, and then just start creating something that you are going to present to the admissions committee later in your application. Deciding countries and courses, again, this is all an individual based decision. You maybe want to go to some place where you have your family, or you just have a fascination with some country. Decide that. Take a look at the courses that's available, that covers your interests and are booming and actually is something that you want to go for. Deciding which tests to take and prepping for them, this is really important, because if you're going to US or Canada, some countries which pay a lot of attention to the GRE, so you have to really study well for it. So this is what you need to do in the month of Feb and March, or even before that. As I said, you can do that before that as well. Some people have decided since like their 10th grade that you want to go to USA, so deciding countries part is basically done for you. Moving on, for the month of April, you should have had your countries decided, your courses decided, and your test prep should almost be midway done, and you should book your dates and a rough list of universities in mind. So yes, by April you should be sure about where you want to go and what you want to do. The test preparation should be halfway done. If you're taking your GRE, then you should be very confident with your math, because it's comparatively easier than the verbal section. You should be learning the definition of the words to be all prepared for your verbal sections. A rough list of universities in mind. Yeah, as soon as you have your countries decided, just instead of scrolling through Instagram, just scroll through universities that are good for your course and are one of the most renowned universities in that country or maybe in the world. So just make a very rough idea that maybe you saw no, to all the boys I've loved before, maybe you want to apply to NYU or USC, whatever you have in mind, just put it down. Then we will move on to the month of May. Discussing with family, friends, professors, and mentors about any doubts or hesitations. If you are unable to shortlist your universities, maybe shortlist is a big word here, maybe just decide your university, or maybe you're just confused whether you should go or not, you're having that dilemma again and again. So talk to your family, friends, and your professors and your mentors, especially. They all have your best interests. Or how you should go about it. If there's anything that you have in mind, just start talking to people, and once you start to your professors or mentors, they will start getting an idea that they might expect a letter of recommendation from them. So I mean, it's good to keep everyone informed. You finalize your test prep, begin mock tests. So May is a good time to start wrapping up your test preparation. You should start giving mock tests. They are very important. They actually give you a first-hand experience of how the actual thing is going to be like, and your time management and everything comes into place. Whatever you've done so far, maybe now you took 10 minutes to solve one math question, but now you really need to get into it and finish everything in 2 minutes or less than that, according to the GRE time that's been allotted in the math section. So yeah, you need to start practicing that now and start concretizing the university list. Yes, this is very important, because once you give your exams, you can send, I'm just talking about the GRE exam. Once you give your GRE exam, you can send your scores to 4 universities for free. It's generally $20 to $22 for sending your score to the university. So if you have at least 2 to 3 universities in your mind that is like for sure you're gonna apply to, so you can just remember them or their code. You can just go on the net and search what their GRE codes are, ETS codes are. So just remember them if you can. It's okay, otherwise you can just go and search through country and city, the state and all of that. So yeah, a list should start building in your mind that this is where I want to go. Next we have the month of June. This is where you give your tests. Again, as previously I mentioned that somewhere over here, I think in April, that book your dates. So what I faced was, when I just knew I had to take the GRE, my preparation was not as religious it should have been. But once I booked my dates, I started like studying for it very well, and I knew that I had to give my exam on so and so date, so I need to be done before that. So yes, book your dates around April, so you know that in a month or two your exam is gonna be, so you will actually study well. So yes, in June you should give your tests. Narrow down university list. Yeah, I mean, if you have a rough list of around 30 to 40 universities, try bringing it down to 25 maybe, because it's gonna help you in the future to make it a much shorter list. Get in touch with your college seniors who are studying abroad. Yeah, this is a good time to talk to them. They should be free around this time. You can just ping them, ask them what their process was, if you know someone who's gone to the same country you want to go to. So this is a good time to connect, see what you should do, and what are some good tips that they have for you. Next, you should get in touch with the alumni of the universities you have shortlisted. Also, this is a very useful thing to do. If you found someone who has done the same thing that you did and is in the same course from the same country that you are, so definitely they're going to give you some really good insights as to how to prepare, and also this is a good time. Also in June you must have given your test, so you will get your unofficial scores you'll get your unofficial scores right then and there when you finish your exam, but in 10 to 15 days you'll get the official scores. So you've seen your scores and you know whether you should take the test again or not. And generally the official and unofficial scores don't have a lot of difference in them, so yeah, you can make up your mind that these are the scores you want to go ahead with, and according to the universities that you've chosen, do you think it is a good score for that university and all of that. So yeah, think about that in June. Also think about people from whom you'll need the LOR. Yeah, so you don't want to take your faculties or your mentors by surprise that I just need an LOR in the next 1 month or so. June is a good month to talk to them, let them know that these are the sort of universities I'm planning to apply, and I will be needing a letter of recommendation who's going to talk about my my achievements or my performance in class and whatever. If you're working, then how you were as a teammate. So yeah, all of that. And as mentioned in the Feb to March section, that the profile building that you are going to be doing should almost be in a good flow now. You should have done at least a project in your internship, or personally you could have done like 2 personal projects by now. So side by side the whole thing is going on. Next we move on to July. Really deep dive into the university list: ambitious, moderate, and safe. Yeah, so this is where you will finalize your university list. It should be down to at least 10 or maybe less than that, how much ever you want to apply to, and you should have divided your list into 3 sections. That is the ambitious schools, the moderate schools, and the safe schools. So as the name suggests, safe schools, like this is that you're going to get into them. Moderate is something a very 50-50 or 60-40 chance that you might not know what to do. Ambitious is, of course, you are just trying your luck there and you just want to apply there. Maybe it's your super dream college, and those kind of schools come under ambitious. Start a very rough SOP. Yes, very very important. Now that again you have come a good way for your profile building, this is a good time to start drafting your SOP. I have talked about my the SOP in a different video. I'll link it down. So yeah, you can start talking to your friends about the language or the storytelling. If someone's really good in writing, you can sit down with them, and if you want to go for a counselor or someone who's going to help you write your SOP, this is a good time to start looking for them, because otherwise they get a lot of clients, so they might not have time for you. So be one of the earlier ones to hire them. Request selected people for recommendations. Yes, now July is a good time to finally jot down 4 people or 3 people that you're gonna get your recommenders from. Again, I have talked about my LORs in this video, so you can go and see what kind of recommenders you should select and how the whole process goes about for an LOR. Then we have August 2022, finalizing the university list. Yes, this is it now. This is your list. This is the colleges you're going to apply to. Talk to everyone that you feel their opinion matters to your parents. If that university is financially affordable for them, if you're a fresher, and if you are someone who's working, then how much of your savings can you use? Do you need a loan? Can you afford that loan? All of that, take everything into consideration. Finalize the university list. Mad focus on SOP and LOR. Yes, this is the high time when you start writing everything. LOR is something that you might or might not write, because maybe the recommender writes it for you, maybe they ask you to write it for them. So if you are writing, then yes, you need to really focus on both of these now. To just go through the hundreds of SOPs available on the internet and see the SOPs that are about the course that even you're going for. So you get an idea that what kind of projects they've written and all, and also the profile building you've been doing so far in these 5-6 months. Start crafting them into a paragraph, like this was my problem statement, this is what I did, these are the challenges that I faced, making a nice structured paragraph for your projects and everything. So yes, mad focus on SOP and LOR. Start collecting the needed documents. Again, this is the same video that I made earlier. You can check it out. You can see the transcripts and everything that's needed, your passport and all. So check that out. Start collecting everything because you're gonna need them to apply. Retake tests if needed. Yes, as I mentioned, you may not be satisfied with your scores, and now that your university list is final, so maybe your university list has a GRE score range from 315 to 325, and maybe your score is 310 or below than that, so you maybe want to retake your tests. This is again an individual choice, because one test of GRE costs around 17,000 rupees, Indian rupees. So again, it's your choice. What do you want to do? But don't stress yourself out with the money. I mean, it's all going to be worth it at the end. So moving on to the month of September, checking the requirements of each individual university. Yes, so now your university is final. You should actually go to their website and go look for your course that you're applying for, and actually see the requirements that's needed by that university. Some people need a video interview or a video resume where you just have to like sit in front of a camera and actually talk about yourself. Some take an interview, so you maybe need to prepare for it. Some don't take GRE, some take just the TOEFL or just the IELTS. So yeah, make an Excel sheet and put the university's name and the requirements in front of it, so you get an idea of what you actually need to have. SOP and LOR should start coming together. Yes, this is very important. They should actually start to look convincing to you. You can show it to your friends and family or your professors. These are the almost final, very close to the final touches of your SOP and LOR. Yeah, and if you're not writing the LOR, then keep checking with the concerned person on the status. Yeah, if you're not writing it, so just mail them or text them or call them asking, so how is it going, so in case if they've forgotten, they can start working on it now. Moving on to October. Yeah, you must have retaken the tests if needed in August itself, or maybe September if you dragged it. Again, this is nothing very hard and fast that you need to follow. This is a very rough timeline that I created. So in October, you should be sure about your scores, that these are the scores I'm gonna go with. So you need to start sending your scores to uni. Again, as I said, you maybe might have submitted your scores for free to 3 to 4 universities, but if you're applying to 8 or 9 and all of them need it, so yeah, you need to send your official GRE scores through the ETS system, which take around $20 to $22 or maybe $23. Keeps changing. So do that, because it takes around a week or so to reach them. And for sending your scores, be extremely vigilant about the code that you get. Excuse me. So every college has a different code. Some come under the graduate school code, some have like a department code. So yeah, research, like read through the whole website of the university and see what the score is. Mail the university if needed, just to be sure you're sending the scores to the right code, because if it's not sent to the right code, it won't be in the right database, and when the admissions committee set for your evaluation, they will not be able to see your scores, because you kind of sent it to another database which they cannot access. So yeah, go make sure that you put the right code. Final touches to SOP and LOR. Yes, now everything is gonna start wrapping up. Your application is going to start coming together, and your SOP and LOR should almost be done by now. Check in for LOR, if not writing on your own, that if they are done with it, did they put it on the letterhead, have they signed it, all of that. Create accounts and application portals of university and keep the password safe. So around October or maybe November, by November all applications open, so you can go and make an account. It's not like that if you've logged in, you need to finish your application right then and there. You can save it and come back later. So make your account, because sometimes it takes time. They ask for a lot of things, so I suggest creating an account before applying. So yeah, just create an account and keep the password very safe. Next we have the month of November. Start applying. Yes, so this is where I think this is the most ideal time to apply. This is when I applied in November. You are in the round 1 of the applications, and it's a good time to apply. Get in touch with recommenders to make sure they upload the LORs. Very, very, very important. You should actually be in touch with them through the whole process, and again here as well, that have they uploaded or not. I think all universities send you an email update that XYZ has uploaded an LOR, so you can check, and if someone's missing you can just text them or call them. Thoroughly check your application. So yeah, as I mentioned in my previous video, the application is basically a huge online form that you need to fill. So they're gonna ask you for a permanent address and so many more things. So make sure that everything is right, not even one number is here and there. So that's very important. Some universities let you edit, some don't. Once you've hit the submit button, you can't make any changes. So make sure everything is right. Like if your email ID is xyz143 and in case it becomes 142, so every email update is gonna go to that email ID, so you're gonna miss everything. Next is December 2022. This is when you submit your applications and pay the fee. The application fee can range about anywhere from $50 to $150, and anywhere from 20 to 30 pounds to 100 pounds. So these are the 2 countries that I applied to. Maybe the price somewhere it's free as well in some UK universities, so yeah, check that. And also when you're paying the fee, make sure that that the card that you're using or net banking, any service that you're using has your international payment enabled, because sometimes it's not and then your card can get blocked. So yeah, make sure you are you know what to do with that. Next is the next year. Okay, so yeah, now that you have submitted everything, now we come to Jan 2023. Search for scholarships. Some people want to apply for scholarships, some people don't. This is a good time. You have almost nothing to do. You have applied to almost every college. It's not necessary that you apply to every college in December. You can drag it up till Jan, but yeah, November, December, Jan is when you should have applied. Now you can start looking for scholarships. There are many scholarships available out there. There are some by the government, some by the NGOs, some by the universities itself, so you may need to apply externally. So start looking for them. Again, put everything on an Excel sheet, see what the requirements are. And also for the people who want to go for a loan, start looking for your loans, see which take the least interest, and do you want a collateral or not, everything, all of that. Just go and talk to banks, talk to your dad or your mom about it, about what do they want to do, what do they suggest, because they're the experienced ones, so talk to them and everything. Then for Feb, if you are going for a scholarship, if you are applying for it, then you will definitely need to write some essay for your scholarship, and this is very different from your SOP. SOP basically talks about your academic excellence, what you've done, and how what makes you eligible for this seat in their college. So but whereas on for a scholarship essay, you need to talk about maybe your financial needs and something. They're gonna give you topics to write about. Something, it can be like extremely irrelevant, like what is your take on diversity. You need to write something about that. Then of course there's gonna be that one question about why do you think this scholarship is for you, what is the reason you feel that you need a financial help from us, all of that. I mean, it's endless, the amount of essays, the topic of the essays that you'll find. Yeah, by Feb few decisions will start coming. Some universities work really fast. or they work on a rolling basis. So you'll start receiving your decisions. So it's gonna be a crazy ride. The first decision that you're gonna get, whatever it is, positive or negative, just, you know, you have to pull yourself together, wait for whatever else is gonna come. And if the first decision is negative, do not be sad. I mean, you know, it's not gonna matter. I mean, when fortunately for me, my first decision was an acceptance, but even if it's a reject, trust me, the Ayushi that I'm now versus the Ayushi that was in December, the difference is crazy. It's not gonna matter at all. Everything's gonna fall in place, so don't worry about that. March 23, most universities will give out the decisions now. Yeah, by March you can expect 80% of your decisions. So yeah, all of that hard work is gonna show now. How you did, what universities you got into. Maybe you got waitlisted in some, so you just gotta wait for their decision. Finalize funding options and apply for loan if needed. Yeah, you should be sure by now that what is it that you want to go for, a loan or for a scholarship, or maybe you can apply for both and just see where you get accepted. Your loan will probably be sanctioned, but if you are denied for a scholarship, then you know you have a loan to fall down to. So yeah, finalize that. Okay, so next we have is the month of April. Application for scholarships should be complete. Yeah, you should have submitted your scholarship essays, and if there's an interview, probably you should have gotten a date for your interview, and everything should be done by now. Start talking to the alumni of the university you got admits from. Yes, very important. Maybe if you applied to 10 and if you got into 8 or 9, start talking to them, because now you need to finalize one. Now you are going to get the chance to reject the other universities. So talk to them, see how it has been for them, the course which appeals to you the most, the university life. Some people like to be in the city and they like the hustle bustle. Some like to be much calmer area. Then see the part-time working options. Maybe some universities, because of their location, don't have a lot of part-time jobs to offer. So yeah, just make some questions, anything that you have, connect to them through LinkedIn, and if you have a number, however you want, just get connected and also start to finalize the uni. So yeah, as soon as you start getting decisions, you know your mind is going to be inclined towards one college or something like that. And also when you talk to the alumni, you will start creating an impression of every college, how it is. So your mind will start going towards one university, and that's good, because that's what you want. You don't want to force yourself to final university. What you want should be your final university. May 23, make a firm choice, pay deposit if needed. Some universities need a deposit, some part of the tuition fee they'll take to basically save your seat. Keep supervising loan process, should be approved in a month or so. So yeah, if you've applied for your loan, you should be approved or sanctioned by now. And if not, some banks really need to be pestered. You need to go again and again and ask them ki, like, bro, what's the scene? You need to get it approved. And you also, if you are going to put your if something collateral or a house or something, then you need to get its valuation and everything done. I'm going to talk about that in a different video, the whole financial thing. So yeah, do that. Financial documents to be sent if needed, for example the I-20. So yeah, some universities, they basically need to see your bank balance, your bank statement or something like that, that if you can afford coming to this university and pay at least the first half of the tuition fee. So You need to collect a lot of financial documents and send it to get an I-20. What is an I-20? It's basically a document that you need for your visa application for US. If you don't have your I-20, it's a number or something like that, and you need to put it on your visa application. For UK, it's known as CAS, the confirmation of acceptance of studies. So you're gonna get a CAS in UK and an I-20 in the US. So for the I-20, you need to send a lot of financial documents, so collect that. Start looking for accommodation. Yes, very important. Where you're going to stay. If you have some friends who are going to the same university and you guys want to stay together, then look for a private accommodation. If not, if you want to go for a university accommodation, so just start looking through that. Start YouTubing the place and all, how it is, everything. For June, try making offers unconditional. Yeah, this is a very exclusive point for the UK universities. It's not for everyone. So when you're applying to colleges in UK, you are going to get your offers as either conditional or unconditional. So your offers can be anywhere from your English language condition or your academic condition, anything. So try to, whatever documents are needed, try to upload it by the month of June to get them unconditional, because unless it's unconditional, your offer is unconditional, the UK for UK universities, you will not be getting your CAS, and as I mentioned earlier, your CAS is required for your visa application. So do that by June, like June end. Don't go beyond that, then it might be a lot of hassle for you. Then your scholarship decisions are going to be in. Like if you got accepted for any scholarship or any fellowship, anything that you applied for, and then finally make a decision whether your whether your scholarship is going to cover all your costs, or do you still need a loan, however you want to go about it. And if you've got your loan sanctioned by now, so you can send a regret letter and say, bruh, I got a scholarship. So yeah, do that. Collect all the documents for visa. Yes, very important. You might need to get some tests done. Like for UK, you need to get your TB test done. Maybe for other countries, you need to get some vaccination and anything. Do that and go to the official visa website of that country, and generally every website has a checklist of what you need to have. So yeah, copy paste on an Excel sheet and just take everything that you have and what you need to have, just arrange for that. Yeah, and by June you should receive your I-20 or your CAS, and you should apply for your visa, book a visa appointment or anything. So by June you should be done by that. Moving on, July, your visa should be in process. Yeah, some visas take a week to anywhere to 6 weeks. If you couldn't apply for your visa in June, then you can apply it in July as well. You might just have to put yourself in super priority or priority. Basically, they're just gonna process your visa a little faster than the others. So that is again your presence of mind when your college starts and everything. So do that. Your visa should be in process. If you need to get your biometrics done, everything should be flowing. And yeah, finalize your accommodation, pay for it, whatever it is. Maybe you need to pay once you get there, the whole shazam. Yeah, just to finalize where you're gonna stay, because in August and September you're gonna fly to the country. Yeah, you should receive your visa by now. You should have your flying date. You can book your tickets now as well, because some people have this, that once I get my visa only then I will book my tickets. But yeah, it's gonna be very expensive. So you can book your tickets much before, like in May or June, because I mean, hardly visas get rejected nowadays. You can book your tickets, not an issue. They're gonna be cheaper, but if you want to book your tickets now, this is the only time you need to book your tickets and fly to the country. oh my god, you are now in another country and you are done. That is the timeline. Oh my god, I'm tired. Yeah, so that was the whole thing. Again, I'm just gonna say that this is what I did, this is what I followed. It was pretty smooth for me. I did not have any panic attacks or whatsoever, that oh my god, my SOP is not done and applications are almost like halfway done. No, it was pretty good for me. You can follow this. So if you're planning for a spring intake, just shift everything like 5-6 months before. So for spring intake starts in Jan, Feb, March max, and then you will have to apply in like April, May, June of the previous year. So yeah, you're just gonna get it. Everything is gonna fall into place. But yeah, it's always good to have a plan that this is when I should be done with so and so and so. So yeah guys, this was my take on the fall intake timeline, how one should go about, how one should prepare for everything. And I really hope that this video gives you some clarity for people who are, you know, starting to prepare now. I wish that you can take help from my timeline. I wish you all the best if you're going and if you're applying, and I hope everything is done smoothly for you. And just do not panic. It's okay, everything will fall into place. And yeah, if you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. I will really appreciate that. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.